Welcome to the Pressure Beast Podcast.
We go all the way to failure for science.
All right, you got some coffee? Oof. And we're back.
Oh, man, we need a better coffee pot. Makes it a little bit faster.
You know, slow is good sometimes.
That was a little
long to roast the beans and crush them. And, you know, I wonder who first realized they needed roasted beans.
I don't know. At least we're not all drinking cat shit.
Cat shit?
Cat shit. You see those beans, those coffee beans that are
but
shit out by a cat somewhere?
Is it really a cat? I thought it was some kind of jungle animal.
Jungle cat.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bobcat or something.
That one movie with Morgan Freeman and I think it was Jack Nicholson. That's where I learned that. Jack Nicholson was a pompous ass and Freeman was a normal guy. And anyway, at the end of the movie, Freeman explains to him that the coffee that he likes is cat shit coffee. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's where I learned don't let my cat eat my coffee beans.
I mean, you could sell it for a lot of money, man.
Yeah. You know, coffee is quite a big industry. A lot of people roast beans. There's a lot of micro bean roasters.
Yeah, I just ran across a local right here in Seabrook that they import bags of beans from all over the world.
Yeah.
And they'll have, specialty, however long it takes to burn through a bag of beans, I don't know. But, they get it from all over the world.
Yeah. So we were at the farmer's market a couple weeks ago, and there's a coffee roaster there. And you know that, someone can fact check this, but the FDA allows so much filler in coffee, right? So it's not 100% coffee. That's why trying to find gluten-free coffee is a challenge sometimes. And Yvette asked the gentleman, like, is your shit gluten-free? And that dude freaked out. All coffee is gluten-free. And I said, well, not exactly. I said they allow some certain fillers to be put in there to add it. And, anyway, long story short, you would have thought we cut his balls off or something. He was upset. Like he just learned something new that day and he sells coffee. It was funny. It was hilarious.
So I was watching a little short or something. A guy that works at a zoo. And he's a cockroach handler, of all things. And he was giving this demonstration. He said, look, after I handle the cockroaches, you'll see me wash my hands multiple times. He said, the more you handle cockroaches, the more you become allergic to cockroaches. And that is why he cannot drink coffee, because the amount of ground up cockroach in coffee, pre-ground coffee, he's allergic to. That might be it might not be the gluten, it might be the cockroach.
It might be the cockroach that's in my coffee. For a while I went to actually grinding my own beans and all that. That's such a hassle. You know what I mean? Yeah.
They got the machines now.
Yeah, you got the machines now where you can push a button, it does it all for you. But
I say now, like there's new technology. But.
What gets me is the whole Keurig thing, I guess I'm more of a environmentalist than I thought I was, but the amount of waste we got from these Keurig coffees but the convenience is so nice.
Oh yeah.
Yvette and I like to travel a lot, right? So especially Vegas, we've learned that we actually have bought a small Keurig machine that we travel with that take with us with our own coffee.
Well, what kind of hotels are you staying at that don't have a Keurig machine?
The big ones in Vegas.
Really?
MGM's, yeah. We stayed at the W, Mandalay Bay.
None of them have coffee pots?
So the W, which is part of Mandalay Bay, they did have a Keurig-style coffee pot, which was fine because we brought our coffee. But they've got these cups kind of like you got, right, that are packaged together. Mm-hmm. So you have to... They're sealed, so you open the lid, and inside there's your Keurig pod and your cream and your sugar and all that. Right. $16 for a cup of coffee. So for Yvette and I to have each a cup of coffee, you're looking at $32 for a hotel coffee. I was like, no, but the problem was we didn't.
It or?
No,
No,
It was.
I mean, that's the only reason
We didn't open it.
coffee
We
should be that
actually,
much.
so we didn't actually have a cup. So we went out and each bought a cup, and we were able to make our own coffee. So, but yeah, most of those hotels. So what they do, they've learned that if they don't have coffee in the room, that forces you downstairs into the vending area and coffee area to go buy a cup of coffee. So that's where we got hooked up on those lattes that we drink a lot now. Yes.
Yeah.
So we do love our lattes. But yeah, so we've learned to take Keurig. We have a little, it fits perfectly in my suitcase.
Y'all's travel arrangement gets more and more intense.
Elaborate. Yeah, you know.
You take monitors
and
to work. You take your own coffee pot.
yes, yeah.
Probably take your own pillows.
It's coming. You know what I mean? It's like, why do you have 47 suitcases? Well, yeah, so, we end up usually working half a day. So,
You're the reason bags don't fly free anymore, huh?
right. You know, we've learned that, especially with Southwest, that everyone takes these double carry-ons now because you're getting charged for the luggage. Where before everyone just used to check all that shit in.
Right.
Now, every time we've flown, they were like, all right, half you dudes got to check your shit into check it upstairs. But you don't get charged.
Check it for free, yeah.
You check it for free. So it was different. But yeah, all these.
Yeah, you're single-handedly, man.
Single-handedly moving the market.
Yeah. So I, Bush Intercontinental Airport last night.
I saw a video of that.
The line was over 3 hours long to get through TSA security.
I would have flipped. I don't do that kind of line.
So I saw
I've done other lines, but I
Interview.
don't do that kind of line.
they went to Hobby for some reason, see how bad it was there, and I just got that. Yeah. A little slow this morning. Yeah, they went to Hobby to check it out and interviewing some lady. She's like, look, I came all the way down to Hobby, already went through security, and I'm waiting in my boarding area before the people I was with even have gotten through security at Intercontinental. Thought, man, if you can drive all the way across Houston, check in, go through security and all that before you get through just security at the other airport, that's ridiculous.
That is pretty bad. That sounds kind of like it possibly might be more of an airline issue too, because Hobby's primarily Southwest.
I think you
you
just
got
need
United
less agents.
I did see a picture of Hobby, and it was overblown. It was still busy.
Right.
It was busy, but yeah, Intercontinental was outside the doors.
You know, I'm surprised the airlines aren't supplementing TSA and FAA income.
They ain't got no cash.
The airlines?
Yeah,
They're losing a lot of cash right now.
yes, they are.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be cheaper for them to
I
supplement
don't think
their.
you can.
Trump is. He's paying a lot of shit out of pocket.
Yeah, that's different. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, look at that line.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Yeah, I think I'd have just turned around and said we're driving or going home. I don't.
I would not have waited. I
I don't
mean, you're obviously
like
not
to
going to
wait
make your flight.
Unless I'm in a really good mood, which depends on where I'm flying to. I don't think I'd have stayed in that line.
You, if they played Christmas music, you'd be there.
I'd be there all day. Yeah. In fact, I was plotting the other day that we need to start playing Christmas music in the office. Get that ship going.
So my wife has a new obsession with a new form of Christmas music.
Is it AI Christmas music?
No, it's Indians singing Christmas music.
Oh, I've seen one little clip of that.
It is. Now they're branching out and singing all different genres. I think I saw one singing Snoop Dogg the other day.
Really?
Yeah, they're. It's a whole market, man, and my wife's all for it.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah. So last Christmas, we went to go drive through a real rich neighborhood down here that does their lights real big, and so beforehand we went and got Mexican food, and she decided she wanted to get a couple margaritas. Which, great. Other than the fact that she's allergic to them.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I don't know if it didn't click or she just didn't care what it was. So
Yeah,
she drank a couple margaritas and
one
then
for the team.
started having an allergic reaction, had to take a bunch of Benadryl. So she is jacked up going through looking at this Christmas lights and saying, wow, look at that. The whole time she's playing Indian Christmas jingle bells. And I'm like, man, this is a new family tradition.
Wow, that would be pretty fun.
Get the wife
an Uber
jacked
and
up.
get jacked up.
Oh, I didn't even think about Ubering through it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Where are we going now? We're just going somewhere.
Just drive around.
Yeah, just drive around. It'd be pretty cool. So, what's on your mind today? Today's voting day.
Today is voting day, which I didn't know it. I, packed all the kids' lunches and all that last night. And come find out they're not going to school today.
Yeah.
So, I've really been out of the local political realm. Other than a couple signs in my neighborhood, I'd never know it was voting time.
I don't think there's any signs in our neighborhood. The only thing I know of is there's that one prop that they're talking about dropping that inventory tax on companies, which I'm all for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You shouldn't have to pay tax every year on something.
No.
So, but I live in a bubble, so I don't even know if I've seen any signs in our neighborhood. Now that I think about it, I can't tell you what we're voting for.
I knew that. I'm actually not voting today.
I am making a point to vote.
I want to. I need to.
I collect the stickers.
I have not switched my license over.
Oof.
Yeah. So I can't prove that I live here.
Well, you don't really need to.
You're not even allowed to in some places.
I think New York, if I get that, I might get that wrong, but I think New York, it's illegal to show your ID.
I think there's like 11 states or something like that where it's illegal.
So if that doesn't scream election interference and election fraud, I don't know what does.
I don't know.
In today's world, this whole issue that the blacks or whoever is so disenfranchised because they can't show an ID.
Right.
That's the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard.
No, 100%. There's...
It's just so the illegals can vote. To me, that's what it is.
Yeah. That, and that's why we have, they're pushing mail-in ballots so hard. That's literally the easiest way to rig an election is mail-in ballots. And then,
yes, because it's very easy, especially for the elderly, to fraudulently vote. So my mother-in-law, unfortunately, had passed a while back, but my father-in-law and mother-in-law live out of Pennsylvania, or one set of them at least do. Well, she had passed, and then they voted through mail-in ballots, and they continue to send him his, deceased wife's ballot. I'm pretty sure he's not in that category of fraudulently voting. But
right.
What I'm saying is it'd be very easy to fill that out.
This is what you would have wanted.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Kind of like,
Yeah.
like so. But, and I'm sure that's on a very micro scale. I'm sure there's people that, have thousands of ballots that they kind of stuff
Absolutely.
a box. But
that's where
but still, it's just, there's
find
no
them.
security. I mean, if you had to vote in person, that, that eliminates 100% of that issue.
If you got show ID. Just showing up in person. You could literally show up in person, look at the list,
And be like,
I'm John Smith.
No, you're not.
I don't get how the elections are so unsecure here. Third world countries have better security in their election.
By design. And how we allow it as the people.
Because everything's an issue. Everything's a crisis. Everything is...
How we allow that as a group of people.
Yeah. They overwhelm you with everything else that no one has time to, or the attention span to focus on one issue.
If the Republicans cry foul of election interference one year, and then next year the next cycle Democrats call foul of election interference, and if it's agreed on both parties that something nefarious is going on, well, then secure it. It should be a very common sense answer, but it's evidently a very controversial answer that,
Yeah, and I don't understand how states overrule federal government on federal elections. I do not understand that.
I think once the door is open, when these states are selling marijuana, that it kind of just free for all at this point. Now it's that catch me if you can,
Right.
Not trying to play rules upon your own. You know what I mean, or follow the rules on your own. It's like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what control does the federal government have over the states? The problem is these judges, these random-ass judges overrule the president on a daily basis. They overrule Congress and Senate.
I think the Supreme Court's bringing up that whole tariff issue because that whole vote in the tariffs aren't valid. That would be the biggest issue if they vote against that.
Tariff's not valid. We've been implementing tariffs since World War I.
Well, I think the issue was the president having the power to use the emergency. He's using that emergency power to reset tariffs, and I think that's kind of what it is.
It was an emergency.
I would assume so, yeah.
I mean, I guess you got to define emergency, but
if they have to undo all that crap, that'd be pretty crazy. And if the president doesn't have that power, that means it'll never get done because the idea that Congress is going to play ball together to be able to make that pass and all these sons of bitches are getting handout and kickbacks of shit, I don't see it happening.
So that would be the fall of that'd be the fall of America, right? So what we're telling every other country is there's no repercussions. You do what you want to do. You implement the tariffs on us. You don't buy our goods. Anything else you want, and there's nothing we're going to do to you about it other than send you money for research on whatever study you think needs to be researched.
Yeah. It'd be a sad day in hell. I guarantee that if Supreme Court comes back with anything but the president has that authority.
Right.
But on the other hand, if we had a rogue president on the other half that we didn't agree with, then and he went and said we're doing away with all tariffs, would we allow a president to have that kind of power?
I think you'd have to.
I guess it's the separation of powers, right, that you'd have to really get into. What powers does a president have? Surprisingly, if Trump has this power, I thought it would be very wide brushstroke to be able to say to the rest of the world, we're doing this, right? Trump's the only person I think that would have the balls to do it to begin with. But how would we be able to justify allowing one man to control so much? Because if the tariffs went wrong and inflation skyrocketed,
right,
this would be a different conversation.
It would be, yeah, and they would just impeach him again,
right?
But he pulled it off. Mm-hmm. Every single country.
Yeah, I wouldn't have voted against the guy.
I mean, why are the judges going after him at this point? He pulled it off. The amount of money he's brought in, the amount of control we've gained back over.
It's got to be fraud. Someone's getting kicked back somewhere. Or they're positioning for 2028, which is going you're not going to allow them to get the win, right? I think we talked about the other day about how the astronauts were stuck up there and Biden didn't want Musk to bring them back before the elections.
Right.
The whole issue, it's a political game, right? Political roll the dice. I think the more they can retard Trump, the easier it's going to be to run against Vance or whoever else is running at that point.
Trump. His third term. I kind of went down that rabbit hole a little bit to try and figure out what his thinking was of how he could run for a third term.
I don't think he'd want to run. I
don't know why he'd want to.
I really don't. I think he's going to be able to accomplish what he needs to accomplish or wants to accomplish and go sit back in retirement and bask in the sun.
Right. But it all hinges on the point that they're interpreting it as consecutive. You can't run more than twice consecutively since he was out for a term.
Well, I mean, there's a legal path for him to be able to be president again.
And it all hinges on the judges saying, yeah, that meant consecutive, even though they didn't say consecutive.
Well, I mean, that whole issue that even brought it up the other day of that if Vance ran, right, as president and he ran as vice president, and then 2 days after Vance steps down,
right,
puts him back as president, and then I'm not really sure how the VP is picked at that point, but Vance comes back in as VP.
Right. I mean, it could
Granted,
happen
it would
that
be
way.
the
That's
greatest
not the
coup. It'd be
Yeah.
silly, I think is what he called it.
Yeah, that's not the right way to do it. But Supreme Court judges could rule that you can do it, just not consecutively.
You know,
Which I'm okay with. If you want to run more than 2 terms unconsecutively,
it would be
I'm okay with
basically,
that.
I mean, to me, it's one of those things that if you still got to go through the primary, and if the people still want you there,
Right.
you know what I mean?
After 4 years off.
You talk about the No Kings rally then. Holy shit.
I don't get it, man.
No Kings rally, and then a couple days later, give me some food. You
Yeah.
know, that's hilarious. Those shorts are just hilarious. These
And
people
then
coming in.
they threaten to go to Europe. Go right ahead. Go find a place over there without a king.
Right.
You know, to flee America because they don't want a king.
There was
To flee to a country that has kings is
I'd
the
have to
most
go look it
asinine
up.
shit.
I heard on the radio the other day, this girl thought she was oppressed, I think living out of California, moved to, God, what country was it? Anyway, I think she moved to Puerto Rico and realizes how well she had it. And she thought Puerto Rico was going to be this heavens, playground. And she ends up realizing that she didn't know the people. It's just her whole world came shocking.
Right.
You know, and it was her admitting that it had a Valley Girl cadence and accent to her, but it was hilarious to be able. I was like, that should be a siren for the rest of them that think that they got it so bad here. You know what I mean? Our poor people are fat. You know what I mean?
Poor people
that means they eat well. I mean, that's a sign of a great country.
Yeah, our poor people are still more well off than like 90% of the world.
Yeah, they got running water,
Yeah,
electricity,
and food and
cell
everything.
phones.
Yeah, they got to have cell phones.
Yeah,
It's a human right.
I think so. I'll tell you one thing. I think I need to learn to live without mine personally. I'm so attached to mine. I can't. I mean, it's basically because of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Other than work, I really don't use it much. Other than I don't wear a watch, so I check my time on it. But that's about it.
first time I took a cruise, the only time I've taken a cruise outside the Navy, that was I think a 7-day cruise. The first day I was like, man, where's my phone? Second day was kind of like, okay. And
Right.
about the third day, once or twice a day, you have that panic feeling. And after that, about the fourth day, it was like a liberating feeling, man. It was like the handcuffs were off, It's just this, a moment in time that I hadn't had that freedom of not being handcuffed to that damn
Right.
thing. You know what I mean?
Not waiting for a call or
Yeah.
alarm or whatever the case may be.
Apps.
Can't wait to get out on a sailboat and get away for a little while.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Be nice.
Starlink might jack that up, but
You still have this stuff.
hear my emails dinging from the cabin.
You've got mail.
Man, I won't put that back on my computer. It's just going to be going off constantly.
It will.
But you got mail. Was that AOL?
That was AOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
So I watched this video the other day about like top 5 major business blunders of
Right.
acquisitions, and the number 1 was AOL and Time Warner.
Oh, I forgot about Time Warner.
And AOL bought Time Warner, but the problem was AOL's evaluation stock price was so overinflated that it appeared that AOL was the bigger partner between them and Turner Broadcast. And Turner Broadcast was this huge conglomerate, So
Yeah.
anyway, it should have been Turner buying AOL, but anyways, AOL buying Turner. Anyway, long story short, at the end of the day, like $98 billion loss. And Ted Turner was like, I don't even want to talk about this no more. Like he lost 80% of his wealth in this because of the stock price just completely dropped. And it was just this where the market got it wrong. These over evaluations. And I think we're kind of getting there a little bit today with the market. But
Right.
it's just it was crazy that they were the number one on the list at AOL, and I was like, wow,
Yeah, that's quite a chunk of change.
$98 billion loss. That's just you can't even it's hard to wrap your head around that.
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go? Thin air.
We always talk about all these companies losing billions of dollars and government losing billions of dollars. Where does it go? I mean, someone's profiting off of it. Someone gained that many billions.
No, not necessarily, unless you're shorting the stock. But it just, the valuation drops. People pull their money out and sell. People lose the money, you know what I mean?
Right, but I mean...
Kind of like Enron. When Enron failed, it just vanished.
Oh, man.
Just vanished.
Was it last year? A guy bought Enron's website and social media handles.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, dude, it was hilarious. So I think it was last year. Someone I know that he bought Enron.com.
I hope he didn't pay very much for it.
He has the social media platforms for Enron and all that. And he started releasing little teasers like, we're coming back type deal.
Oh, that'd be funny.
And everyone was losing their damn mind. And it turns out it was just a hoax. Some kid bought the website pretty cheap, but
I hope he bought it pretty cheap.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I'm sure no one wants Enron.com or whatever the
fact that
website
someone
was.
still owned it. I guess the novelty of it would be there. Yeah, kind of like buying a scary house or something.
Oh, dude, you remember back in 2001, there was that 4 teenagers here in Clear Lake that got murdered.
Vaguely.
So 4 teenagers, someone walked into a house, just shot them dead. And right here in Clear Lake. And there was a mini series documentary on it that we just stumbled across. We weren't even looking for it or anything else, but my wife was just clicking through the channels and saw Clear Lake High School on there. She's like, what the hell is this? So we're watching it, and come find out these 2 kids, everyone was like 18, 19 years old. These 2 kids, some kind of drug deal gone wrong, whatever, walked into this house, boyfriend and girlfriend, walked into the house, shot dead 2 girls and 2 guys. They're all 18, 19. And they fled. They didn't get caught for years. And I forget where I was going with that. Oh, but so as we're watching, the whole documentary, I was like, man, that house looks familiar. And couldn't put my finger on it. And finally, they said what street it was on. So I, Googled it. And sure enough, man, it was one of the houses we looked at for sale when we moved down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't disclose that had happened at that house. We didn't get far enough into the negotiations or anything, but
you're supposed to
before you buy the house. But
right.
I mean, to put it on the real estate listing or something like that might be a little too much. But yeah, I don't think I could have bought that house.
Well, I guess this area is pretty notorious for that kind of stuff.
There's a lot of them in Clear Lake.
What was that, Andrea Gates?
Yeah.
Where she drowned her 5 children?
Yeah, that's
right around the corner from us.
That was, maybe a mile or 2 from this other one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Then you got the Hilton Hotel. Chick ran over her husband.
Yeah, that's a famous story. I always like telling that when we drive by it.
Other than it's not going to be Hilton no more.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett, right?
Margaritaville.
That'd be pretty wild. That's a pretty good hotel.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andrew Gates, a Chinese couple, I think, lives there. I might get that wrong.
That's another one.
That's what I was told.
I bet you, on Google Street View, the one where the teenagers were killed, they have it blurred out.
Really?
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to go down and deep dive and go check out all the other local area sites that, bad shit happened. See if it's
bad shit.
Bad shit.
Bad shit. We do have bats around here.
We do have that.
Yeah, maybe they're shitting our
Bat shit coffee.
There we go.
There you go.
Come full circle.
No, just see what if it's Google blurring them out or because actually a couple people on that street blurred their houses out.